All right. Hushdrops coming up 2:30. We'll be talking to them in the studio about their show tonight at River West Public House. Play a few more songs between now and then. All right, so I got a treat for you right now. I got the Hushdrops in the studio. Thanks for dropping by, guys.
Hey,
Andy.
Hey, guys from Chicago. They're playing tonight, however, in Milwaukee at the River West Public House, along with Sinbad. You got to space it out because there's two words. Sinbad. All right. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name's John San Juan, and
my name is Joe Camarillo.
Hey, I'm Jim Shapiro.
All right, thanks.
And, that was guitar, drums, bass in order.
All right, I don't have that much of a memory. I've already forgotten. No, I'm just kidding.
Any one syllable kind of middle of the road kind of name.
Yeah. All right. Well, so what brings you to Milwaukee? You got this new album from last year, I guess it is, double LP.
yeah, we put it out last summer. It's called Tomorrow, and it's suddenly we had a record out, and we had to get up off the couch and start
doing stuff.
driving very short distances and making music for people.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I see. This is your first album in quite a while. I think I read it was like 2003 was the last one. So.
It was a decade. Yeah, we put out a record in 2004, and then it sat back and
Plan our next move.
Sort of patted ourselves on the back for a while. And,
Got tired of doing that, and then started writing new stuff.
Yeah. Well, I guess as far as, what sort of brought you to the new album, and especially one, I guess in a decade you'd have enough to come up with that much material, but what sort of inspired you to do a double album?
I don't think we planned it. I think I remember my memory is that we went in and recorded, and there was too much for a single album, and then once you're there, and it's like, well, why not just keep going?
Yeah, just go for it,
Yeah.
And it seemed bold in a way that I think appealed to us.
And the mono thing too, it's just.
Oh, right, exactly.
Let's just do it all up nice and proper.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I noticed when I was putting the record on mono. So, when did you decide to do that?
I think we already had. We'd begun recording we had some tracks down before I think that occurred to us. I mean, it wasn't too long. When did the Beatles box, the mono box, come out?
2009.
Right, and so like in the aftermath of that, I think it sort of got in our head like, things sound pretty good like this, like if
listening to more and more.
If you can figure out where to put everything, like
maybe we're part of the problem if we're not joining in here.
No, exactly. So I think the next time we started new stuff, we kind of thought of it that was then we kind of started thinking of it as, okay, how do we play this in a way that's going to sound good?
And it's a three-piece band as well, so like there's a certain, it's not terribly cluttered or fussy, so for us the enticement of going mono was like, well, God, if anyone can do this, we can get away with it.
The worst part was just cutting off one of our ears for the rest of the sessions. We got better.
No, I think it bonded us in a way.
Well,
Yeah. There you go. Well, hey, I think I'm gonna play a song now from Tomorrow. I picked out tomorrow. We've got to find a new beach. What can you?
Fantastic, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. Well, is there anything you want to do to set it up, or?
This one's called.
We got to find a new beach. All right, here we go. All right, Hushdrops right there. Got to find a new beach. Were you able to find the new beach, by the way? I'm just wondering.
I think we did.
It was located.
Yeah, I mean, I think our being here today is proof of that. Yeah.
Well, I know one thing I was going to ask you about. Okay, so I see the Cubs were talking about playing at Miller Park. You guys have any sort? Is that part of the reason why you're here? Some sort of scouting activity?
Just encouraging them.
Come to a cooler town.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'd love to see him open for someone like McCartney there.
Well, so like I said, you're playing tonight at River West Public House. By the way, I'm talking to Hushdrops again. I play along with Sinbad. Have you played in Milwaukee before as a band? I know you guys are involved in some other groups that probably played in Milwaukee, definitely, but as Hushdrops?
It's been a while.
It's been a very long time, yeah.
As the Hushdrops.
And which you don't want to dwell on it too much because Milwaukee is so close that, well, we could have been eating it,
Yeah.
It's almost damning when you finally do it, maybe it's better to just avoid the whole subject.
But yeah, I mean, and like most Chicagoans, I would think, lots of friends here, and
Yeah, absolutely. Well, another thing I was just mentioning to you is about the Raspberries tribute album that you guys participated in. How did that come about? I noticed it was on a very good name record label, 0 Hour Records, because this is a 0 Hour record show, so that works out for me.
Odd. I was getting these, and this is going back further than I'd like to, admit, but I was getting these calls at very odd hours from this fella from Australia, and and some sort of power pop. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
that was pretty good. Could you do the rest of the interview in that voice?
Yeah, so he did it. Hushdrops, and said, you're friends with Material Issue. I'd say, it's Raspberries tribute, and next thing I knew, and we kind of picked the right song, and and hit it right, and I've though I say it myself, I've always loved that that particular recording, that performance, and I don't know, it sounds like a Hushdrops track as much as it is such a signature Raspberries song.
Yeah. We had a fun time recording it too.
Yeah, great session. Yeah.
Cool. So is that something will you play that tonight, or is that something that's part of your live shows at all, or?
It has been in the past. We just probably.
God, you never know. I mean, and it's we're not the first band to take this approach, but you sometimes you don't know what you're going to play until you're playing it.
Until you're halfway through it, yeah.
Right. Well said. Yeah. So hopefully that'll be the case tonight.
Yeah, well, I guess with a double album, you have lots to play from your latest album, for certain. I mean, what other songs sort of mean a lot or sort of stand out for you?
Joe, what would you?
What's that?
What are your
from the record?
Yeah.
Oh wow! The opening track is just dynamite to me all the time.
Tomorrow, which is the title track.
Yeah, it's a great.
Yeah,
we loved it so much we named the album.
I suppose that the fact that it went up front and went on the album title speaks volumes for our affection for it, certainly.
Let's see what else is on that. What else is on that? I don't remember saying any of this stuff. Man, yeah, I mean, this is a good record, folks. If I were you.
Yeah, well, that song was great. I really liked
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I really like Vague a lot, the closing song.
Yeah, the opening and the closing. That's really, as being like fans of albums growing up. Like that's you always got to hit them.
It's an old
with the opener, the side two opener, and then the closer is always where it's at.
These seem like old tricks, but effective ones.
Yeah, I mean, right.
I think I actually was reading one of the reviews of the album, and they mentioned the sort of need to listen to it all at one time, or that was the sort of best approach.
That's very cool of them to say.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean,
consider the alternatives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It could take you a lifetime if you.
Well, I mean, like just listening to songs.
No,
randomly.
totally. No. And I feel like, I mean, as you were saying, like there's some pretty standard and really effective ways of sequencing an album, and I feel like each side really ends kind of a way that kind of just like moves you along to the next part.
Oh, you better turn this over.
Yeah. No, exactly right. Kind of still selling it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the one of the side two closer, so the midpoint, "You Hang Around" is one of my personal favorites of that we got together.
They're all good, folks.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm loath to play favorites, quite honestly. Sure, This Town I like a lot.
I thought we did a great "You Hang Around" in Toronto a couple of weeks
Oh, yeah.
ago. That was fun.
We certainly did. We haven't really talked about that show yet.
If you wouldn't mind, we didn't want to rap about the show.
Not to lose the audience, but
we just played. We played shows. Was that last weekend or 2 weekends?
It was
ago?
2 weekends ago.
Okay, it feels like it could be any weekend. But 2 weekends ago, Friday night in Detroit, and then Saturday night in Toronto.
Another first,
Yeah, exactly. And that was the Toronto show in particular was kind of a
you're lucky if you get a show like that, once a year, I'd say.
Yeah.
Totally.
What does that, those shows and having this double albums that make you have kind of a renewed energy toward the band itself?
I feel like it woke us up a little, yeah.
I mean, a little bit. I think that we, just judging by the double album, John has always been working on material, and Jim and I have as well. But you know what I mean? It's like there's always something happening with the band. But like John said, it just kind of woke everybody up a little bit.
I think somehow just having a focal point like a record, it's like, well, all right, so now this is really dictating a lot of other things. I think we're procrastinators, like a lot of people, and maybe like a lot of people our age.
I've had so many ferns die, and this one isn't gonna die. This fern isn't gonna die.
I mean, it's barely an analogy. It's just so apt, yeah. So suddenly you find yourself watering the fern a little more, and take that however you like.
Watering it at a public ale house here in Milwaukee.
Precisely.
There you
we
go.
hope you can join us, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
You're gonna see a fern live, man.
The fern will live if you show up.
Well, like I said, so again, they're playing tonight. This is a show at the River West Public House. Anything else you want to say, like to point people toward the album if they can't come tonight? Anywhere that they could pick this up, or anything else to find out about the band?
I mean, it's God, we couldn't be easier to find on the internet. I mean, that's one thing I'll say for the age we live in, and the fact that we're living in it. You start typing words like Hushdrops, and that word specifically, and things happen, and suddenly you're ordering records online, and
that's when the fun begins.
Yeah, you're bugging the band. You can really do whatever you like with that information.
All right, excellent. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. Again, see Hushdrops tonight with Sinbad at the River West Public House.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much for having us. Great to meet you.
All right, you too. Take care.